mount secured on the bottom and top. The glass is clean and clear, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no illegal stickers. My door latch working correctly, allowing me entrance into the cab. You will have to note the rubber seal around this door. That is fully intact, and it is rubber, no abrasion, bulges, and cuts or tears. It makes a perfect seal, right? You can save the fire extinguisher onto the inside of the cab. But the one thing I will talk about, you probably would mention, would be your grab bars here. You got a grab bar here with a bolt attached here and a bolt attached here. And your steps are properly mounted and secured on both steps. The bolts are present, not missing, and allows my access into the cab using 3 points of contact. Okay? Now, turn signal 4-way flasher only. No nighttime or daytime running light. This is amber in color, working correctly. The lens is clear, not cracked, no loose wires. Fuel tank, properly mounted and secured with static straps. These are called static straps. You have rubber behind here. Okay, if these straps start to move, you create friction. And if it's metal on metal, static straps.
You can't call them saddle straps.
You can call them saddle straps, that's fine. That's an old term. I haven't heard that one in a while. But yeah, you can call that. And these straps go to my frame back here. And both of them are properly mounted secure with the bolt in place on both of them. Okay? The fuel cap, once again, you do not have to remove it. You just tell them what you're checking for. Checking inside for a safety chain and a rubber gasket and no signs of leaks. Anything else on here? No, that's it. Move to the back of the cab, from top to bottom, driver's side to passenger side, no large holes, no missing pieces on the back. Now, if you get Card B does not include these air lines and electrical lines. This is always part of your coupling. So you can bypass this. Always part of your coupling, okay? Now, some people have asked me too, I pull Card B, but I notice my exhaust is here, but isn't that part of Card A? Actually exists for both, A and B. And I'll tell you why. Look at that mounting hoist that comes down from the frame that holds that stack in place. That is attached essentially to the side of your cab. So that is considered part of Card B. So you might as well talk about that also as well. The mounting bracket to my stack, properly mounted secure, bolts up on top and to the frame. Not broken, cracked, or damaged, or missing any pieces. Alright? Now inside, I'm checking a general overview of all my electrical wires. No burns, cuts, or frays, or loose connections from the back of my cab to the rear of my tractor. On driver's side and passenger side. All my air hoses. From driver's side, passenger side, no grazing, bulges, and cuts, no audible sounds of leaks. Okay? So, drive shaft from the front to the rear, if you notice, I have universal joints. They are lubricated with grease, properly mounted and secured, all bolts are in place, and my drive shaft has no excessive free play. See what I'm doing here? I'm just twisting my drive shaft. What happens if I can do this and the whole thing goes around in a circle?
Something's
broke.
broke.
Free play, right?
Yes.
Something's broke. All right? Something is broke. Cross members, all the way, they exist all the way to the rear of the tractor. From driver's side to passenger side, no large holes, no illegal drill holes. All mounting bolts are in place. All these mounting bolts here, right? All the way down. To include the mounting bolts to my cross members, here and here, all the way down. Okay? Then, what I would work into is something we probably need to move to the other truck, because I'm going to talk about this axle. I got this truck separated so we can see it. So I want you guys to we'll talk about on this truck is your S-Cam system, no disc brakes. Just want to throw that out there right now. On the inside of your tire there, you will see a metal drum. Okay. Also, you will see the top portion of your brake pads. See that? Okay. You have two sets of brake pads, one up on top and one down at the bottom. Okay. Should be a set of 4. Is what it is. It's breakdown, 2 up on top and 2 down at the bottom. Okay. Now, the brake drum, no excessive wears, no signs of oil, grease, or other contaminants. Same things on my brake shoes. I should not see that. Also in those. And the brake shoes themselves, minimum thickness is how much? Quarter inch at its thinnest point, right? All right, so on the slack adjuster, the push rod, the brake chamber on both sides are all metal. Not broken, cracked, or damaged. No audible sounds of leaks. All mounting bolts are in place, not broken, crack, or damage, or missing any. All air lines running into it. No abrasion, bulges, and cuts. No audible sounds of leaks. And all fittings are tight. Okay? My brake chamber. My push rod, when the brakes are released, I should have no more than 1 inch of free play. All right? When pulled by hand. These are clevis pins that connect to my slack adjuster. And they are all metal, not broken, cracked, or damaged, or missing any pieces. That completes my air brake system to include my drum and shoes, right? Okay. Now on the side here, these are not called leaf spring hangers. These are called control arm mounts. Okay? You have a control arm mount here, and if you look in the back by your shock, underneath your airbag, that's a control arm that helps support the bottom portion of that airbag. You do have leaf springs though, however. You got anything more than one is considered leaf springs. One is considered a control arm. Okay? So on my leaf springs, my control arm mount, my differential axle, my U-bolts, my shock, they're all metal. Not broken, cracked, or damaged, or missing any pieces. All mounting bolts to my control arm mount are present and in place, not missing. My leaf springs, no more than 25% are broken and no excessive shifting. My U-bolts go around my axle, and I have 4 nuts underneath on both sides. Those are U-bolts right there. Okay? My axle from driver's side to passenger side, not broken, cracked, or damaged, or missing any pieces, and all mounting bolts around my differential. This is the differential that has the fluid. Okay? No signs of leaks, and no missing bolts, no broken bolts. Alright? That right there will cover most of my suspension, but I need to include my airbag. It's not metal, that's why I did not do that. The last piece I'll talk about will be my airbag, and it's rubber, so no abrasion, bulges, and cuts, no audible sounds of leaks, and no signs of dry rot. That completes my suspension system. Then I work my way up. This right here, torsion bar. Exactly. You got one here. Should have one in the back there. Anybody know what that does? Twisting. Rigidity. That's right. That's it. So all mounting bolts here are present, and all rubber gaskets. You see this right here? Now that's tearing off. The rubber gaskets coming apart. What it does is slides on that little bar inside. And this torsion bar needs to be replaced with the new rubber boots inside. Okay. Is that a violation? Yes, it is, especially on your trailer. Officer sees this peeling off, that is a ticket. He will shut you down. That right there, that rubber boot falling apart. Right there. Yep. That's where I peeled this off. So, those need to be replaced. Dry rot, weather conditions cause that. So then I would move out. So if I was over there with doors there, I talked about the spot. Both sides, all mounting bolts are present. Alright. Then I would do inner top outer on my set of duals. Minimum thickness, minimum tread depth, is 232. These tires can be recapped. Both sets of duals to include my trailer tires as well. Okay. Tread evenly worn across and filled to air pressure to appropriate manufacturer specifications. My inner, outer bead of my tires properly seated to my rims. No audible sounds of leaks. In between my duals, no debris. Minimum spacing of 3 inches. No debris to cause a fire. My rims are touching, but my tires are not. Okay. Then I would do the outside. This is not called a hub seal, this is called a hub axle. Because you cannot check the contents because it's sealed. You will see it right where Yaya's at. The way you add fluid to these, the mechanic's got to get underneath that differential, remove that plug, and add some in. Not you. Notice I said it can't. Not you. I stay on the inside and I work my way out. And basically when I'm said and done, once I finish my lug nuts, everybody knows what I'm checking for, right? No looseness, no missing, no broken, no signs of rust around my lug nuts. My hub axle, no signs of leaks, all mounting bolts are present. My outer portion of my steel rim is no illegal welds, no cracks, no signs of oil, grease, or other contaminants. And then finally my valve stem on both sets of duals, No audible sounds of leaks, and both sets of caps are present. It's okay. It's just a design, bro. That's a 99 piece of decoration, man. The 99-cent piece of decoration. You thought you broke it, huh? You owe me money, $99. Okay, I've checked everything on this axle. I will check this axle the same way I did this. I can now bypass. All bolts are present. Now, one thing about this, DOT taping is 100% on the back, 50 to 100% on the sides, like indicated here in the side of my trailer. That includes the back of your cab. Notice one thing about our reflector taping on the back. What am I missing?
Red.
Red. Is that a sidable offense?
Yes.
Pins. Is there another location I can put them on? Yes, right here. 100%. When you are driving, you know why the DOT reflective taping came into play? Sports cars. Who's got the bit? I saw somebody here with the bit. Where's my man? There he is. Tell me what you see when you're behind a truck. This or that? This. So he's in accordance with the law. Anywhere you can have it up there. They prefer L-shaped patterns, minimum 12 inches. You can have 100% behind here and still be readable. Okay? Because if you think about it, that's going to be concealed by your trailer. But when a cop rolls up beside you, he's creeping, he's in his car, he's looking, he's going to see this. So, okay, he's compliant. He'll cut you some slack. As he creeps through, the next spot he's going to stop is between your catwalk. He's going to look at those ear lines, make sure they're not dragging. Okay? Make sure they're not dragging. So, on the turn signals back here, also four-way flashers, nighttime or tail lights. I call them nighttime running lights. Okay, and brake lights. They are red in color. The lenses are clean and clear, not broken, cracked, or damaged, fully operational, and no loose wires. You should have a tag light back here somewhere, but I don't think that. Yeah. Okay, it's the other truck. On the other truck, you'll have a tag light. It's clean, clear, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and it's clear in color.
Is there backup lights on
These are reverse lights right here. You do not have to note those. They are not part of the feature. The only thing they care about is what the red operates and functions. Okay?
Those are brakes and flashers.
They actually operate four things: turn signals, four-way flashers, nighttime running lights, and brake lights. All of them, just like your car does. Okay? So that would be considered card B.